Hey YouTube. So driving down the road, thought I'd make a video of this real quick. As you can see on my Edge, I'm in Regen. So as one guy did comment on the channel, once it hits 100% soot, it'll go to warm and then start, which is there on the right. Holding this as steady as I can. So I went ahead and bypassed my location and thought I'll just stay on the highway. See if I can get to a smoother lane. Stay on the highway and see, one, obviously drive highway speeds longer to burn it out, healthier for the emission system, but two, I'd like to see how far it actually takes the soot level down to. I've heard some people say it does never go to 0, it doesn't go below 10, doesn't go below 15, so I figure let's just give it a try. And it kind of got me thinking, you know, with the emission system that's required on these trucks in our day-to-day lives, whether you use them for long haul, whether you use them for daily driving, you know, whatever your needs are, why couldn't any of the manufacturers give you an option to physically make your truck go into a regen cycle if you know you're going to be on the road for an hour or so on the highway? I don't understand why we can't write a program or a tune, or a manufacturer can't, that says, hey, the truck can alert you when it's 75% soot or higher. At the next opportunity, go into your menu and click activate to regen your truck. This would allow, in my opinion, and I'm not an expert, so looking for feedback, this would allow people to pick the time where they're going to be on the road for a while, not in town, or not shut their truck off when the truck is in the middle of a regen cycle. To me, that just makes sense. Again, not the engineer in the automotive industry, so I don't know if there's, you know, pros and cons or contradictions that, or contraindications that say we can't do that. But at the same time, it just would make more sense to me to let the user at least know what's going on with his truck, right? I know these Edge tuners allow you to do a forced regen while in park, you know, sitting in your driveway, but talking to some mechanics and diesel enthusiasts, kind of common sense tells you that's not good on your truck to be sitting at 2,500 RPM heating up that hot. It would be much more beneficial for your truck to be out on the road with air, you know, coming into your radiator, your cooling system. It is 69 degrees outside, so I mean, it's not warm by any means, but I don't know. It just, with all of the other stuff that these trucks can sense and can do, all the cameras and technology and, you know, et cetera, I would just think that there should be some options there for the average guy. If he's going to be driving for 30, 45 minutes, and he knows his filter is at a certain level and can regen at any time, let them have an opportunity to do it the best way for the truck. Kind of makes sense to me. I also noticed coming into town, because unfortunately it did go into regen status right as my highway mileage was ending and I was coming into town, the EGTs were staying higher, the regen was staying on, which was good. I was hoping it wasn't going to shut off because I was no longer able to maintain highway speeds. And then I downshifted and kind of ran through town at a higher RPM. Didn't let the truck shift into the higher gears. That actually lowered my EGTs. So I didn't do that. I figure the hotter the better to cook that stuff out. But I don't know. Curious to hear your thoughts. Like I said, we're down to 36 now. It did come on at 100. The DPF status said warm. And then it was about 5 minutes of warm, and of course it went to on as soon as the highway driving was coming to an end, as Murphy's Law would have it. So we'll see how far this thing goes. I'll come back at you guys and when it shuts off, and The DREG should reset, the bottom right, because that is miles since the last regen, and we'll see where it goes. Unfortunately, I'm just driving now further away from my destination, which kind of sucks that I had to bypass to keep this going. And people are going to say you didn't have to do that. This is all experimentation based. I want to know what it does, how it does in any situation, just because that's the way my mind works. I want to know how the system is designed to operate from the factory for the everyday user. And without this Edge Insight tuner, the common person will never know what his truck is doing, how it's doing, anything, because the factory does not give us the gauges to let us know. So down to 31, I'll come back at you here once it's shut off and we know where we're at. All right, we're back. So DPF regen status went to off at 12%, which is good because I actually pulled a U-turn and started coming back the other way. It got to a point where I just was getting too far from the destination to really experiment anymore. But yep, off at 12%. Now I don't know if because I went through town and then got back on the highway while it was going, if that makes a difference. I don't know. I mean, a lot of people don't know. They don't put it in manuals. They don't document anywhere that I've found. If I'm wrong, forward it to me. But there you have it. EGTs have significantly dropped. Status is off, and we are at 12% soot. That took a little while too. I mean, I'll bet you that was burning for 30 minutes from when it started the warm-up phase to full on to cycling off. So I'm going to run more of these experiments. You know, if you come into town and you're doing a regen, if you sit and let the truck idle, put it on high idle, does it stay in regen? Does it try to cook it off? Does it cancel it? Again, people may know this. I haven't found the videos on it. So I'm going to try it myself. If someone does know it or has the experience, like a couple of you guys that have told me what this stage would look like, which the one comment was dead on accurate. So thank you for that. But there you go. That's what a regen looks like with the Edge monitor on the L5P and the Duramax. At least for me. Hopefully it helps somebody. And let me know if you guys have questions, comments. Educate me. That's what the whole purpose is. Have a good one. All right, quick follow-up. This DPS, or excuse me, the DPF regen has been off for the last 7 miles. I told you guys it ended at 12% soot. It just went down to 1%. So don't know if delayed reading. Again, this is only monitoring what the onboard computer of the truck is monitoring. But maybe it just wasn't done cycling. I have no idea. But the soot level went down to 1%. Now it's at 2%. So when it shut off at 12%, was it at 12%? Was it a delay in the sensor? Again, these are questions I'm putting out there for you guys to help me answer, because I don't know how it works, and I haven't found the literature from any magazine or book to tell me exactly how this is engineered to work and how the computer or the ECM was designed to read, to calibrate, to give the information. So anyways, 1%, now we're at 2%. So maybe it did completely regen until the sensor said 0%. I don't know, but I just wanted to pop back on and show it to you guys on the screen. You can see it. I'd love to hear feedback from anybody that actually knows what's going on. So, all right, guys. Talk to you later.